a human being, and that means that I stand with the people of the world. That my children are Iraqi children, my children are Afghani children, my children are Muslim children, my children are Latino children and Asian children, my children are all the people in this world who live on this planet, who breathe this air, who want a different kind of world. And that's why I'm out here to say, fuck Trump, fuck their brutal fascist regime. The Trump-Pence regime must go. And that today I rededicate myself. Like all of us here, put your fist in the air and rededicate yourself. That today we are organizers. Say it with me, today. I dedicate myself to driving out the Trump-Pence regime. Today, tomorrow, until those running dogs are running out of the White House and into the streets and into the prisons where they belong. The Trump-Pence regime must go. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America.
No ban, no wall. We believe that everyone should have the freedom to move without the threat of violence generated by borders and racist, xenophobic immigration policies. We support comprehensive sanctuary. People are fleeing wars from our countries in the Arab world and seeking to escape from US-backed political, military, and economic policies. Trump's executive orders exist within a heightened context of Islamophobia, white supremacy, Zionism, and fascism that restricts Arabs, Muslims, and other ethnic and religious groups' movement for security reasons. The 6 Muslim majority countries listed in the ban have all been targeted by the US through bombing, military intervention, sanctions, resulting in forced migration and people becoming refugees.
To the brave fighters and dreamers of July 15 from the Revolutionary Communist Party USA. On behalf of the Revolutionary Communist Party, I want to salute everyone who came out today, everyone who stood up to the intimidation and the threats, everyone who fought through the defeatism that's out there, and everyone who has responded to the million-mile-an-hour implementation of fascism with that most eloquent of answers. No!
Hola, buenas tardes. Soy Lourdes de la Colectiva de Mujeres de San Francisco, pero también soy parte de ELA, también soy parte de Las Vidas Negras Importan, también soy parte de los emigrantes, también soy parte de los niños, también soy parte de todos los sueños de todos, y por eso estoy aquí, porque queremos luchar para quitar al peor terrorista de este país que se llama Trump, porque es terrorismo quitarle el trabajo a las personas, es terrorismo quitarle a los padres a los niños, es terrorismo poner un muro tan grande, eso es terrorismo. Por eso queremos que Trump se vaya.
I'm part of all of the community that's under attack today, and we're facing, she said, the biggest terrorist in this country, and that's Donald Trump, because this is nothing but terrorism that's being carried out against the people.
Consideramos y respaldamos a toda la comunidad latina, migrante, porque nos consideramos empáticas con todo este movimiento y consideramos que somos capaces de cambiar esas ideologías que están vulnerando los pactos internacionales que ha ratificado el gobierno de el Estado de Estados Unidos a nivel internacional.
The international law is being violated by this regime, and we demand full rights for the Latino community and all immigrants in this country.
Migramos nosotras las mujeres latinas porque no queremos tener una vida tan corta que es a los 35 años de edad. Queremos ser ancianas en América Latina y en Estados Unidos. Gracias.
We come here to work as women, and we want a life where we don't have an average life expectancy of 35 years, but we want to live a full life and live to an old age and live life fully.
Nowhere in the past 50 or 60 years that I have participated as a lawyer in many civil rights issues has there been greater challenge than presently. We are engaged in a struggle to preserve the soul of the nation. Trump has declared a war against the poor, the working class, and the immigrants. Trump has declared a campaign against race, against religion, and against poverty. The concept we all must embrace is resist. Resist is racism. Resist is religious bigotry. This country does not belong to the wealthy, the white, and the Christian. Resist, reject, repudiate all that Trump stands for in every fashion that you are capable of. This is the struggle of this century for...
This administration is so fucked up. Let me say that again, and join me. This administration is so fucked up. I am afraid as a queer person. I am afraid as somebody over 40. I am afraid as somebody who has a pre-existing condition. I am afraid for my nieces and nephews who have to come up behind and clean up this shit. I don't want to be afraid. I have people like you who have my back. So I resist fear. We have the power. And if we don't act on that, there is a small window of time, people. If we do not act on that, we have lost the power. Our voices, our actions, everything in your human being today is what you should be holding on to and saying, I am not intimidated and I am not fucking going anywhere, and you are going to hear my voice, you are going to feel my power.
This piece is called Fascism. That shit's for real. Holy Humpty fucking what the fuck shit. Straight up. Straight up with that wrongly perceived as villainous use of verbiage. Because it isn't so. I chose those vulgar words for more than just their flow. I chose them because I have been distraught with what I know. I have become incensed with what I know. And by the very fact that I have been confronted with such an unbelievably incalculable level of horrifying that I can't hardly even catch a breath or even my ability to catch a glimpse of what might be a sensible, well thought out, well-informed critique of what we are daily and repeatedly bombarded with in terms of both foreign and domestic policy. It's a full fucking frontal assault on our senses, on the poor, on the least powerful, the disenfranchised, and the most fucking vulnerable.
We can't afford to stand on the sidelines. Don't fall asleep. Stay woke. Don't acquiesce to evil. Resist. Resist white supremacy. Resist the outright. Resist Trump, Pence. Resist fascism. Resist the fascist assault on truth as it creates a culture of lies and so-called alternative facts. Resist fascism as it attacks science and rapes the environment. Resist sexism. Resist oppression and demonization of our LGBTQI community. Resist oppression and mistreatment against our Latino sisters and brothers. And Muslim sisters and brothers, and all immigrants who live in the shadows.
You cannot wait out fascism. The hour is late and we must not speak falsely. Now is the time for massive resistance. This is the lesson from Nazi Germany and every other fascist state. It can become too late. It can become too late, but it is not yet too late. This must be a summer of struggle leading into a fall where more and more people begin to come together and coalesce around the simple unifying demand that this Trump-Pence regime must go. Is there a lot to figure out? Yes, there's a lot to figure out. Was everything figured out when the Freedom Riders went down south against Jim Crow? No. Was victory guaranteed? No. Were there huge sacrifices? Yes, there were huge sacrifices. Was it worth it? Hell yes, it was worth it. The Trump regime must go. That is a simple and righteous demand. The fight will be hard, but it can be done. What we don't know how to do yet, we will chart the course together as we struggle together. This must be a moment in history where we stand together with conviction and courage, overcoming fear and uncertainty to resist and say no, not just for ourselves, but in the name of humanity. The Trump-Pence regime must go. The Trump-Pence regime must go. The Trump-Pence regime must go. The Trump-Pence regime must go.
Oh, no bear, no wall. The Trump regime has got to